welcome to The Answer Is You. So the reason I want to share the 5 stages of grief and awakening is to give you a better understanding on how to use these stages to move through them and discover what may be blocking or holding you back. So starting with denial, which is the first stage of grief or awakening, denial is an initial reaction to a significant loss or a feeling of shock and disbelief. This sense of numbness during this stage can be a struggle to believe that the loss has actually occurred and may lead to behaviors such as avoiding a situation or denying that it even happened. This stage can serve as a protective mechanism to help individuals gradually come to terms with the reality of their loss. Denial is a defensive mechanism that people use to cope with uncomfortable, distressing information or any number of situations. When it comes to denying a truth about oneself or others, there are several reasons why someone may do so. One reason someone may deny a truth about themselves is because it conflicts with their self-image or sense of identity. For example, if someone has already seen themselves as a kind and caring person, they may deny that they are capable of hurting others or being selfish, even if they themselves have at some point behaved in those same ways. This can be a way for them to protect their self-esteem and avoid feeling shame or guilt. Another reason why someone may deny a truth about themselves or others is because it's too painful to acknowledge. For example, if someone's struggling with addiction, they may deny they have a problem and continue to use drugs or alcohol, even if it's causing significant harm to themselves and to those around them. It is a way for someone to avoid the discomfort and fear that comes with facing the reality of a situation. Finally, some people may deny a truth because it conflicts with their beliefs or values. For example, if someone holds strong religious, cultural, political, or social beliefs and it goes against their values, one can be in denial just to feel as though everything is normal, or it can be a response to a difficult situation. But it can also be harmful if it prevents someone from refusing to see the truth or making positive changes in their life. If you feel that perhaps you yourself are questioning your beliefs or truths, it may be helpful to be open to seek out support from a trusted friend, mental health professional, or spiritual mentor who can provide a safe, supportive space to express these feelings and work towards acceptance and healing. The second stage is anger. This stage of grief or awakening is the reality of experiencing a loss, which can create intense emotions, frustration, resentment, fear, hatred, and so forth, which can in turn be directed at someone like a friend, a family member, a stranger, a group of people, and even towards their own selves. It is important to acknowledge and express these feelings as opposed to suppressing them, because it can lead to emotional and physical health problems. The feeling of being betrayed by someone, lied to, or being deceived can be very painful. This can be especially true if the person has been led to believe that everything was okay, only to find out the truth later. The anger also may be directed at themselves or others who they feel are responsible for the deception. It can be frustration with yourself because you might feel like you should have known better or done better. This frustration can be directed back onto you or someone else for not recognizing the truth earlier, or for making choices that led to the situation in the first place. You may feel like you have let yourself or others down, or that they are a disappointment. When someone is angry about a truth or at others, it may be because they feel their expectations have not been met. For example, if someone discovers that a friend has been dishonest, they may feel disappointed that the friend did not live up to their expectations or their trustworthiness. Feeling out of control because the truth has revealed something that they cannot control or change. For example, if someone discovers that they have a serious health condition, they may feel angry that they cannot change the diagnosis or control the outcome. Challenging beliefs is another. So if someone is angry about a truth, it may be because the truth challenges their own beliefs or values. For example, someone discovers a deeply held belief or value, and it is not based in reality. They may feel angry that they have been misled, or that their worldview has been challenged. The third stage is the bargaining stage. Someone that is in the bargaining stage may react by trying to make a deal or convince yourself or others of a tightly held belief. One may try to make a deal with themselves or others and attempt to change the situation. For example, someone is facing a serious health diagnosis. They may promise to change their lifestyle or behavior, or say to themselves, "I'll never do that again." Also, in this stage, you may find yourself going to anyone that will listen to you, to either convince them your side of the story or getting them to agree with your perspective, either by blaming themselves or others. In this bargaining stage, someone may also engage in self-blame or blame others for the situation. They may feel guilty for not doing enough or blame someone else for causing the situation in the first place. Seeking alternative solutions, someone may also look for alternative solutions or options to the situation. For example, if someone has lost a job, they may try to negotiate with their employer for a different role or position. Seeking spiritual or religious guidance, one may turn to spirituality or religion as a way to cope with their loss or a difficult truth. They may attend religious services or seek guidance from a spiritual friend, believer, or mentor. While searching for the meaning in the bargaining stage, someone may also search for the meaning or purpose of the situation. They may try to find a lesson or message in a loss. They may look for ways to make a positive impact in the world as a result of their experience. The thing to remember here is to become aware of these stages as you guide yourself through this process. The fourth stage is the depression stage, and unfortunately this is one of the most mentally and emotionally hardest stages to move through. This is where someone who has experienced a loss or facing a difficult truth may feel a deep sense of sadness or despair. Here are some of the ways someone in the depression stage may react or act. Feeling overwhelmed. Someone may feel overwhelmed by the emotions and have difficulty carrying out daily activities or engaging in social interactions. They may feel exhausted, numb, unmotivated, withdrawn from others. Someone may isolate themselves. They may feel like they don't have the energy or the desire to connect with others, or they may not want to burden others with their emotions. Having intense feelings of sadness, one may have intense feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and despair. They may frequently feel like they just can't stop crying. There are also physical symptoms, such as fatigue, difficulty sleeping, or changes in their appetite. Someone may also question the meaning and purpose of life. They may feel like everything is meaningless or wonder why they should bother with anything. When one is facing such a difficult truth and feeling stuck, unable to move forward, they may even feel like they are trapped in their emotions and don't see a way out. What is very important here to note is this: depression and sadness are very real, natural, and normal phases of the grieving process, and it can also be a sign of more serious issues. And so seeking support from loved ones and/or a mental health professional can be very helpful during the depression stage. Throughout this grieving process, there are also many self-care strategies that can help, such as practicing mindfulness, spending time in nature, doing shadow work. The list goes on and on. It is important to remember that with time, support, and self-care, it is possible to move through the depression stage and find a sense of peace and acceptance. Now, the final stage here is called the acceptance stage. This is where someone who has experienced a loss or has been facing a difficult truth begins to come to terms with their own new reality. Here are some ways someone can move into the acceptance stage. First, acknowledging the truth is the first step in moving towards acceptance, is when you acknowledge and accept a truth. This can involve facing the reality of the situation and recognizing that it is not going to change, and allow the emotions to be felt at the deepest level. I can't stress enough how important it is to allow emotions to be felt during the grieving process. See my video, Feelings versus Emotions. What's the difference? For a more in-depth discussion on the topic of feelings and emotions. So when someone is moving through the acceptance stage, they will begin to feel a sense of peace and calm. They may begin to feel a sense of closure and acceptance as they process their emotions. Start by practicing self-compassion. Self-compassion is so very important while you're experiencing acceptance. You will most likely have had a wide range of difficult emotions, so remember to be gentle and kind with yourself. Allow yourself as much time and space as needed to grieve, feel, and process. This is where you'll begin to shift your focus away from past or future and towards the present moment of being in acceptance. You may feel a want to start having new experiences or looking for new opportunities or seeing the world, people, and others with a whole new perspective. You may feel a new sense of purpose and find meaning in new things. You might have a new passion or interest to help others or make positive changes in your own personal life. Moving into the acceptance stage is a process that can take time, but is an important and critical step towards healing and growth. Again, it is important to seek support from loved ones or mental health professionals and friends during the grieving process. Be open to engage in self-care activities that promote healing and well-being. by allowing yourself to practice self-compassion, and you begin to do this by focusing on the present moment and finding meaning and purpose once again. In the acceptance stage, you'll begin to move towards having a sense of peace and relief. In closing, I'd like to make this final point, and that is, the main point to experience in all these stages is to unconditionally take the time and effort to be open to accept your own personal part in this process as well. This is not to say that no one else had nothing to do with this. The point is that you are willing to take back your power, and by fully integrating these emotions and owning them. Remember, you can't change what others have done, yet you can change how you react, how to see the world and others, and how you process all these emotions. Now, no matter what people, situations, family, friends, etc. do to you, either negatively or unexpectedly, you can either have that fight or flight reaction, close down, or you can just be and let this natural process unfold all the while, you being aware and conscious of the process. Also, I can't stress enough the benefits of doing shadow work in these areas in regards to feelings and emotions that arise. And when you feel yourself getting stuck or unsure of, this will open new doors and give you a new perspective on how to see yourself, others, and the world around you.